You see, you never really learned to love yourself, and that's why you feel worthless within. And for this exact same reason, you're willing to let that person hurt you again. Expecting love in all the wrong places, so impatient as the searching begins. But you will never find sunshine until you open the curtains within. You hurt and pretend time and time again, but things really haven't been the same. And every heartbreak leaves you even more broken, hoping that feelings change. How many tears have to trickle down your window pane before you realize that you need to invest in you? You do know that sometimes the things that hurt worse are what's best to do. Nobody likes to swim alone, but it's more difficult when you have to take breaths for two. In the ocean of life, when your love boat sinks, only you can rescue you. Only you can rescue you. You are the healer, but you can't heal. But you can't heal everybody. No, you can't heal. Why do you try to force yourself into situations that you don't need to? Failing to realize that before you pour yourself into someone, they must first be a vessel to hold and receive you. Don't let your deceitful ego mislead you. The more you try to pour yourself into a broken vessel, it will overflow and leak through. And that's what seems to defeat you, because you try to be the healer in ill situations that you're not meant to treat through. See through the blind illusions of your own mind games. You have to understand that people and times change, and you can't walk back into the same hurtful doors expecting not to find pain. You see, letting go is easy, but we make it seem challenging, because we're so caught up in the memories and not focused on the reality. You are the healer, but you can't heal. But you can't heal everybody. No, you can't heal. You are the healer, but you can't heal. But you can't heal everybody.
Can you take my soul, or is it too heavy to hold on? Tell me if I look within your eyes, would I see a world of paradise? I felt the rush, I can't give up on you, so I sacrifice what's needed. You can fix this if you want to, babe. Maybe one day it'll all be worth it, but till then we can't waste no more time, no more. Baby, won't you try to heal me?
But you can't heal. You are the healer, but you can't heal everybody. No, you can't heal, can't heal.
Thanks for joining, everyone. So tonight we will be talking about the sacral chakra. Last week we would have covered the root chakra. I'm not sure if anybody would like to share what they remember from our previous experience about the chakras. Now, last week we brought up the knowledge that we are a universe in a universe, as above, so below, so within, so without. And with everything that exists outside of us also exists within us. The sun, black sun, which is the inner earth that is connected to the inner earth, fuels the sun on the outer earth, and it projects 12 quadrants of light, which it reflects from our Christ, which is the sun that we see in the sky on a daily basis. And of course, we have the different disciples, or what we refer to as the archetypes, that also lives within us, that surrounds the halo of the sun, which is the Christ and its 12 disciples. And as it traversed through the different chakras, system, chakra points, the different archetypal aspect of our being, the different zodiac sign or constellation, it, have an experience just like we do. And so on the construct of this realm that we are in, it has multiple layers, multiple extension in and of itself. We spoke about the body also having that multidimensional aspect of self. And we had looked at the physical body, which would be that white outline that we see right here. And we have 7 main layers of bodies, just like the earth. 7, vibrates on that number. We primarily vibrates on that number, even though we are infinite, of course. And we have, after the physical body, what we call the etheric layer of the body. It is like a second subtle aspect of our body. You can see it if you practice long enough to do that stare and try to like see the aura. It's just like a few, inches away from the physical body, and you could literally see a light outline of your body, and you can see the color at which it is vibrating at. And beyond that, we have what is called the sacral body, sacral chakra, which is the emotional body. Now, the lower aspect of our emotion, of course, we have a higher aspect of emotions, as above, so below, so within, so without. So very quickly, we ran through and we highlighted that we have 7 chakras, main chakras within the body: the root, the sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart, throat, first eye, which a lot of people refer to as the third eye, and we have the crown. And we covered the parts where the root chakra, we learned that that is in reference to stability. And what that means, stability is simply the reflection of how connected we feel to Earth. I just remember that I changed. I didn't have it here. How stable we feel, how connected we feel, how safe we feel within our physical experience, and how connected we are to self, how connected we are with others, how connected we are with our higher self, how connected we are with the universal consciousness. Now, the sacral chakra, which is the second chakra, is located below the belly button. It is associated with the bladder, kidney, and reproductive system. This chakra is of emotional fluidity, creativity, pleasure, sexuality, self-worth, one-on-one relationships, and morality. It's here that we process our sensations into emotions. And of course, we know emotions is energy in motion. It's liquid, yeah? Incidentally, the sacral chakra is where we store sexual energy and desires. The sacral chakra takes the identity and oneness that we have developed and discovered within ourselves from the root chakra and shares this energy with our sense of self in the sacral chakra, our identity, the creativity that we vulnerably and powerfully should be projecting externally into the world. Creativity isn't just about making things, it extends to our movements or actions and how we navigate our relationships. We get to live a playful existence, and it's the source of our personal power. The sacral chakra is the dwelling place of the self. Shame and guilt are the ultimate demons that block this chakra. Pleasure is our divine right. We are here to feel and have pleasure. When we deny our human desires to feel pleasure, we block off the necessary flow of our emotions and sensations that we depend on in order to pull data and information and processing the stimulation that we are receiving from our external environment, which is what we are here to do in the first place. Shame suppress our desires and guilt reject our shadow self. So now we get why that was, because we're here to feel in this physical realm. This is where we do shadow work. And so if we block this space, we're not going to be able to conjure up and to build up and to shift that energy throughout the entire construct of our being so that we can feel and notice sensations and having the ability to release and let them go according to how we should. In the depths of his existence, we have to be able to come into our ability to feel, to stabilize ourselves, to center ourselves in oneness so that our feeling get into almost at the state of sound. Shadow work is the tool for healing this chakra. It is also the tool to heal all chakras actually, but we have to remember that this is where we're going to pluck open our self. We're opening up this flower and we're sending the Kundalini energy up throughout the entire meridian points and different chakras of the body, all 108 of them. We must integrate the repressed self with the whole, or it will demand to be heard in unhealthy, sabotaging ways and behaviors, which we experience a lot throughout our interaction. Sometimes we end up into some situations and it's after we behave a particular way, we realize something about ourselves. We never know so we would have behaved in such a way. Because that archetype is imbalanced. Whatever the energy frequency that you're operating in, which I have specifically expressed, I know it might be a little bit advanced, but I hope that everyone can bear with me. We have 12 main archetypes, the 12 disciples who surrounds the Christ, who is us at our soul level or individual consciousness that broke away from the sun, vibrating at the 12 spectrum or quadrants of light, which of course we can see 7 with the eyes. And so this earth here, based on the density and how it was able to receive that light, we express in 7s, and which we're talking about how we're referring to these 7 immediate ones that are the densest within this physical reality. Yeah. Now, we block this chakra in more than one ways. At times it can be underactive and it can be overactive. If it's underactive, which means it not have much energy in it, it low power energy. No, it very low. Let us say 100 is the scale. It probably at 20 or 25 before you actually start feeling the effects of these things into your body. Now, you're gonna have fear of sex or reproduction, poor emotional intelligence. Of course, the emotional body don't charge, so you're not gonna vibrate by a high frequency where you have superior emotional intelligence. Deny self of pleasure, but so you want to cut off yourself, you just don't feel like connecting, lacking of empathy, you can't feel yourself, so you can't feel people, because we can only feel others as much and as deep as we feel our own self. Why? We are all mirror reflection of each other. We are the oneness experiencing itself in different spectrum of light here. In reality, it's only one body that is in this physical realm. We are all different angle of light to this one body that we are experiencing our own self through. I hope I'm not being too deep, but I'm just moving with the spirit tonight to speak to your higher consciousness. If you're not understanding what I'm saying now, don't worry, you will get it. The seed is planted, and so the alchemy will take place, and you will feel the raising of your frequency, because we're pulling up tonight. We are not playing small at all. We're not playing small. We're taking over our existence, and we're going to be conscious about what we are creating, co-creating within this realm, because if we're not, we're going to be creating karma, because we're breaking the law. Right? Now, lack of creativity, confused sexual identity, pessimism by guilt, because that is the energy that blocks his chakra. Reduced passion and soullessness, because guess what? Your emotion is your soul. Your emotion is your soul. It's the liquid light that flows within you and energize and control and support these other bodies, which is the physical and the mental body, to ensure that you have symbiotic maintenance with each other so that you can channel through more into your higher self. They're not going to have that soul connection. Yeah. If it is overactive, we're having some disturbances, but we're carrying on because the spirit is moving. Overactiveness, pleasure, and sexual addiction. Poor boundaries, very sensitive, overly emotional, overly creative, promiscuous, excessive emotional attachment to people or objects, uncontrolled reproduction, and guilt. So on the underactive as well, women who or men who carry the underactive energy would be having infertility issues. But we'll check on that on the next page. Examples of possible blockages is social abuse, neglect, denial of feelings, early childhood sexual trauma, and emotionally unavailable parents. So if we're having some of these experiences, we're going to say we're going to have to do some shadow work around things like these. But you don't need to force or rush yourself into the shadow work. But when the opportunity comes, just bear in mind that these are some of the things that you carry. And it is something that you must face in order to balance that being, to balance the emotional self. When that self becomes balanced, you will start feeling this sense of innocence and getting back your inner child, because that is your soul, your inner child. That purity, that oneness with all things. And you are so creative and you are so ready to just take on the world. You're just bursting with energy and usefulness. You feel satisfied. You're willful in your reproduction. You have healthy sexual relationships. You're not promiscuous. You're balanced within your sexual experiences without denying yourself, without having any guilt, without having negative low frequency and vibration sexual desires. You have high frequency sexual connection because that's how you raise your kundalini. And we will talk about sacred sex because it's extremely important for us to understand that our sexual self is our emotional body. Sensuality, we talked about that. How is it that I flow? How do I move? What's my fluidity? Am I stiff? Am I rigid? If you're having these types of traits, then you know that your sacral chakra is blocked. And of course, you're forgiving. It's easy for you to just let go, to release and let go. We don't hold on to things throughout our daily life experiences. We're not blaming and finger pointing and all of these things. We are looking at the 9 if it is we're seeing a 6, or we're looking at 6 if it is we were seeing a 9, and we're going to integrate a balanced response to these types of experiences. And to also hold grace and space for those people who are not able to function in awareness the way we would want them. As we grow our consciousness and we interact with other people, we'd want them to become more and more aware of how they're interacting with us. But we have to also remember that we are here to transmute darkness into light. And so ensure that when you're pouring from your cup, at the overflow, you pour out, it'll overflow, and you serve from your saucer. So you don't get into emotional situations where you cannot handle, your threshold cannot handle that intensity. Don't lie to yourself because you're feeling secure in who you are, because you balance the root chakra already. And from your balance the root chakra, then the energy when it moves into the soul, the sacral chakra, projecting itself into your willpower. Like I have this will to do what I desire, what I am passionate about, what I am ready to create, my sense of being, as we had identified here, my sense of self, my identity, and I'm innocent and vulnerable about it in this authentic manner, expression of this is who I is. So understand that for those people who have endured sexual abuse, whether grooming, penetration, molestation, whatever those are, the reason why you were targeted is because your chakra was already open. You were able to be, your light shone bright. And so entities needed to steal energy and light from you. And so they had to plug in to the sacral chakra to tether and to suck your energy. And the longer you carry this trauma, is the longer you feed them. And so it's important for us to do our shadow work, to remove and to forgive ourselves, the version of ourselves, to rescue the different version of ourselves, because we are within this particular experience. Say we have projected ourselves into our adulthood now, and I'm doing better in life. And every time I'm building up my chakra energy, it is being drained for some reason, and I don't know where this plug is coming from. And at point in time, I saw my energy rise, I saw it low, I saw it rise, I saw it low, and you have all type of negative sexual experiences with other people, and you're wondering, which refer to your relationship, intimate people that you have relationship with. And you're wondering what it is that was causing all of these things. It's because your vibration was low. And so you're gonna pull low vibrational experiences towards you. But we don't really know the angle or the first time we had this infestation. And so we have to do shadow work and meditation. We have to stabilize the emotional body so that we can actually pay attention to our sensations and to understand where in the body we're feeling things, what it is that we're saying to ourselves, what are the images, what it is that our body is telling us about the experience that we went through. Where is it that we're feeling anxious and unstable and fearful? Is it that I don't think I have the mental power to do so? Because we're going to have to go through this process in the mental body. We're going to have to go through the process in the emotional body and the physical body. Because if you're not exercising and you're eating well, doing all types of, now you eat the best food and you never exercise yet, the emotional body, root chakra low. So when you're supposed to pull the energy from the earth, to assimilate the frequency and vibration and the strength and the vigor and able to electrify and to root yourself within strength into the earth on a physiological and a mental level and an emotional level. How is it you're going to be balanced? One body is going to be pulling energy from one body, trying to keep it in balance. That's going to affect how the energy move into the sacral chakra. How much of it? How can it feed into the sacral chakra? But we're going to talk about how we clear these things from these constellation, these consciousness, these dimensions that exist within us. And lust, of course, we know, because the sacral chakra deal with sexuality, is something that affects that area. And lust is one of the 7 deadly sins. It is an inordinate craving for physical pleasure, and that can come off from things where you feel gratification, physical gratification from. It can be eating food. It can be low vibrational sexual fantasies and ideas, or creativity, the way you express your creativity sexually. It can be low vibrational. Those can take the form of loss of sexuality, money, or power. And food is conjures the sexual energy, triggers the sexual energy, just so we know. because it stimulates the reproductive system, because the minerals from the food stimulates the reproductive system, produce a particular chemical within the body that's going to be signaling the brain and that sense of euphoria and blah, 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 and so on. Yeah, same. It's going to trigger off that. Lust is similar, but distinguished from passion, which we possess within the sacral chakra in the higher ideals of our frequency. And in that passion propels the individual to achieve benevolent goals, while lust doesn't. Lust carry upon the lower spectrum, and passion carry on the higher spectrum. And how you're going to defeat this demon called lust. And remember that this demon, who I think is Osmidius, is the demon that is named at this low frequency, have its lesions, and so it will carry the lust in many different shapes and form. You just have to become aware of where you carry this particular imbalance in this frequency of lust. And how you defeat it, you're going to set boundaries for yourself by exercising control over your senses and your mind, because your thoughts is going to trigger your emotions. Your emotions is going to signal back the mind for create one thought, to tell the body what to do, so that the body can feed the sensation back to the emotional body, and the cycle. That is the cycle. I think I've given it a triangulation there. Ground yourself by balancing your root chakra. Again, once you're grounded, you feel safe, you're connected to the earth, connected to yourself, connected to your families, connected to, which is your cosmic family, everybody, all your neighbors, them, which is any other individual being is your neighbor, because you live within your body, not a house. You can redirect your passion also to activities that is serving to your higher potential. And you know what is a higher potential is to be a more balanced individual, because our soul knows what we want. If we allow the soul to lead, if we allow the heart, the seat of the soul, if we allow the heart to lead, the mind, which is the seat of our individual consciousness, or spirit, if you may. The soul wants to lead the heart, and the mind wants to be led by the soul. But when we allow the mind to take over and to lead, then all hell breaks loose. We can also use chastity to overcome the sin of lust. Chastity is a virtue related to temperance, something like abstinence. We're going to go into meditation. We're going to go into abstaining from, entertainment stimulation. We're going to go into abstinence from sex. We're going to go into abstinence from eating fast food or any of those food that trigger off those chemicals, those endorphin and all those chemicals that keeps us addicted, like we're not going to take no sugar, you see me? And we can also fast, because we're now going to train the body, right? Physical symptoms imbalance of this chakra include low back pain, arthritis, hip problem, anemia, joint pain, infertility, impotence, fibroids, menstrual issues, prostate issues, fatigue, low energy, kidney problems, spleen, urinary and reproductive system issues. Remember, when the energy is high in the sacral chakra, it is going to feed all the related organs that is attached to it and meridian points. And that are your bladder, your kidney, your reproductive organs. Emotional symptoms are addiction, codependency, low libido, manipulation, lack of creativity, jealousy, poor boundaries, denial of pleasure, obsession, attachment, unforgiving, controlling, emotionally unstable, shy, and the list goes on. To balance this chakra, we need to employ sensuous movements. We don't need for no for dance, moving a waistline. That's why our parents them did give us one something called hula hoop, especially the ladies. We have to be able to shift the toxicity and stagnation by moving our physical bodies to break up coagulation within the waistline, within the reproductive area, within the kidney. The waistline, yeah, wind up your waist, man or woman, releasing the tension from within the bodies. And then it will go transcend from the physical body into the emotional body. And if you're doing the movement in a sensual, which means you're in a meditative way, most of the times you're going to burst out in tears or these things because you're releasing and cleansing that body. Or you might feel those warm arousal sensation coming up. That is higher intelligence moving into the body. It doesn't mean that you should just run and go have sex now. What you should be doing is to doing some deep breathing to harvest the energy from the sacral chakra, come up into the solar plexus and empower that area. And if there are any things that is there, you will feel them, you will notice them, and you can just go through the entire construct of your being so that you become aware of the things you need to work on because your consciousness is now activated and you're looking through a cleaner, higher frequency level through your first eye, which is the pineal gland. Practice hip opening and strengthen the lower abdomen. Of course, I refer to meditation and healing sexual trauma, shame, and guilt. Because a lot of us who have been sexually molested, I too was sexually molested several times throughout my life as a child. My first one was I was 5 years old. I was molested by a woman. So you're going to find that with my experience and going through that, I wondered what could I have done at that time? Maybe I did something wrong. What is it that I did? And it was so confusing. And so I blamed myself for doing something wrong, didn't know what it was. And so I felt guilty. And that is the energy that closed out or create an imbalance within my sacral chakra. And when I had that guilt caused me to be ashamed of myself, especially the fact that this entity that was working through my stepmother at the time decided to encourage this cat to do what she did to me. That even deepened the shame and the guilt. I'm wondering if I had a particular smell. Is it why the cat felt like it wanted to lick on me? I felt dirty because maybe I smell like fish because I learned that fish is what cat is attracted to. And then I'm going to carry all different types of trauma and low vibrational energy that is buried into my mental body and stuck into my nervous system. Yeah. And the nervous system carry the memory, and that becomes a trauma. Hurt and wrong, that creates all types of dis-ease and imbalance within that particular place that I held that thing. Now, we connect with our higher self through our nervous system. It is the antenna of our being. And that is why these entities want to block up your nervous system so you're not downloading the highest potential of yourself. So the energy is not flowing, it block up. So when the higher consciousness connects with you through your crown chakra, come down and deepen through the heart and then exerts through from the arm area into the lower spectrum of the being because it circles like a apple. I should have had that to show you, but you can look at the toroidal field of the earth. It's the same thing that you have within your body. And so when the areas are blocked up with them stagnant liquid crystals, because remember the emotional body is fluid, it's the water, primordial water that flows within. Yeah, crystalline liquid. It pool and it block up and it can't pass to light up the rest of the body. So the rest of your consciousness, more your consciousness come fully into the body. So that's what we need to do. We need to clear out these blockages so we can bring heaven on earth. That's what it is about. To be here, to be our best self, to be who we are at the soul level. As I can see on this image here in the yellow on the right of the first image, we have the lamp in the center. You see that center, you see that attached to the brain comes straight down. Yeah, have the little round up ending at the bottom where the root chakra is. That is called your lamp. That the oil is stored in because it's created through alchemy, physical alchemy, emotional alchemy, mental alchemy. And the more the oil rise into the space, so the kundalini rise and you become illuminated. But in the interest of time, I will go through the process of Christ consciousness another time because I know that we've been talking for a while and I'd love people, if they have any question, to, ask if there's anything that I need to clarify. But let us just quickly run through these, the foods that you'd eat on the physical aspect to nourish and to reactivate this particular physical body. Flaxseed, almond, walnut, sesame, coconut, cinnamon, and drink lots of water, lots of coconut water, spring water, of course, to nourish that because the fluid, juices, drinking, anything orange, all of the orange food we can think of. And the good thing about turmeric and things like sweet potato is that they also work with the root chakra. So it will also support that. So you can feel more grounded and connected to Mother Earth and through in your ancestral lineage. So you at least can anchor yourself more and more. You can affirm, I feel creative, I feel beautiful, I feel love for myself and others, I feel courageous, I feel fertile, and you can make up your own affirmation, but the affirmation for that is I feel. So you can add any more of your I feel. I feel amazing. I feel rich. You can use crystals like carnelian, orange calcite, citrine, and moonstone to work with that area or keep it within that space or around us while we're doing these contemplation, meditation to clear that space. So physical alchemy would be exercise and do some yoga pose that is supportive to the sacral chakra, like hip opening yoga, and eat orange food. And mental alchemy would be you purifying thoughts, going into meditation, and the contemplation connects you to the emotional. So you're doing two things there. You're doing mental and emotional alchemy, right? And then you'd find that you'd have more space coming up in the sacral chakra. And tonight, I'll be more than happy to work with everyone so we can create space within our sacral chakra and to clear up those space so we can release those shame and those guilt. And I want to tell you very quickly, when we go through certain experiences, the aggressor feel as much pain as we do. The pain that they feel is what flows through us. It them pass on to us because them can't deal with the pain. So them get in some low frequency and them decide that in order to pass off this pain, I have to give this to this person so they can carry this burden with me. So when you release that pain, you're also releasing this person. helping them to come to some realization, maybe. Not that what you do is going to fix another individual, but it helps them to see themselves more when they come within your space, because you're pulling them up to see themselves from a higher ideal automatically, just energetically, just you doing the work energetically. Everybody that you interact with will start feeling those sensations from you because you're operating at a higher light spectrum. We'll be going into some clearing sessions. I invite everyone here to, if you're busy earlier, to just stop and to go within, get into a space where you can just relax and just notice your own self, your own sensation, your own body. Next week, we'll talk about this energy that will be rising in you tonight, and I'll be demonstrating to you what it does and how it moves and all of that when we're talking about solar plexus next week. But for tonight, I just want you to notice sensation and relax, close the eyes so the kinetics can work. You know, we're more aware of ourselves. We're cutting out the distraction from the outer world. And just start noticing sensation in your body, just looking within. Just slow, gentle, deep breath into the, whatever sensation you're feeling. If it is that it is shame that you feel or guilt for being the aggressor or the so-called victim, which I don't subscribe to anymore because I'm healed now. And so will you, because you're at a higher spectrum of light and you can actually see what was being done and the plan of the dark forces. Just meditate, contemplate, search yourself. Whatever is more potent, you're going to get a handle of it, you know, like what's the sensation that I'm feeling between 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, what's the level of sensation I'm feeling? When I think about this feeling, what is it that I'm feeling? Where am I feeling it in my body? Actually, first, and then when we identify where we're feeling it, when we think about the sensation, what it is that we're saying to ourselves, we have an image or a memory, the more potent one. You can have 10,000 feelings in it, but I want you to focus on the one that is the strongest because that is the version of yourself that is crying out the most. I want to show an image before I go into the clearing because I want to give you a visual of what I want you to see when you're envisioning yourself in your rescue vessel and what you're going to do there when you go into this dimension of consciousness to rescue this particular version of yourself in the sacral chakra. Now, that is you in your cosmic egg, aka your Merkaba, something what people call the aura or them energy. At the same thing, this protective field, this light protective field that we have around us can get dirty, it can get damaged, it can get all types of condition based off how we are operating our physical avatar or mental avatars and our emotional avatars in the physical realm. And so the more we're able to clear up these holes that has been plucked into our Merkaba, we have to rescue them versions of ourselves so them can heal. So we are going board the ship now with some slow breaths. Just close your eyes, slow, gentle, deep breaths into sensation into the body. And we want to notice where in the body we're feeling the most tension or pressure. On a scale of 0 to 10. What is the intensity you're feeling? I want you to focus on the part that is the one that you don't want to deal with. Am I okay living like this for the next 20 years? Am I okay coming on this realm, this in earth, and just come and just dead and nothing and become a slave in the spiritual realm? Because most of it, I will get buried, which is a ritual to enslave your spirit and bound it into this physical reality. So we are both physical slave and spiritual slave and mental slave now, because at this of them put the war, them gone on the third level, which is the fifth dimension. 5G, them gone with the thing. So we have to get this sorted out as quick as possible so that when the attacks come in them bounce off. And all them all with them plug in, when them send out them demonic forces, them cannot penetrate your aura. Them cannot penetrate your energy. Them cannot penetrate your vessel. Them cannot penetrate your cosmic egg. So we'll stay with sensation. Yeah. What it is that you're saying to yourself when you're thinking about a sensation or feeling. Notice any image or memory that comes to you from a distance. If it's rough, don't go too deep into it. You can stand at a distance and observe just the same what it is that you are feeling. And we want to give the version of ourselves that we're rescuing tonight a voice. So this is how we're going to connect to this version of ourselves, whether we were the aggressor or the so-called victim. Not any kind of abuse, emotional, neglect, grooming. Slow, gentle, deep breath into the sensation. Allow the sensation to flow through the body without judgment. As I go into offerings, you will feel whatever the sensation is. Don't judge it, let it pass, let the higher intelligence just flow through you. Some of you may feel aroused. It is okay. That is the love of yourself from the reflection of higher intelligence from source greater. The arousal that you feel is the love that you feel for yourself. It is only this can you share with anyone else, because if you don't have it, you can't share it. And it is that which another person can reflect back to you, so you can feel your own self through your sexual interactions. yourself is the deeper your interactions will become. And in your sensuality, in interacting with the world, whether it is just talking, you're flowing, you have a certain rhythm, you have a flow. And that is magnetic, because whatever vibrates at the frequency that you are exuding at the true nature of your being, those are the things that you pull towards you. It's okay to accept where you are now so we can grow. Notice the shame and the guilt that you carry, and thank that version of yourself for being so super duper in keeping you safe all this time. But know that you're grounded with source. You are safe. To let go of that and trust in higher intelligence, whether you call it Jesus or Buddha or Allah or God or higher consciousness or universe, that have your back and you're grounded in that to let it go. So I invite you to slow, gentle, deep breath into sensation again. Just continue. Breathe normally, slowly. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. For all times we were abandoned emotionally, physically, or financially. For times we weren't nurtured, loved, supported, or cherished in ways that we needed. Times we never nurture, love, support, or cherish others. For all the times anyone was inappropriate with us, or we were inappropriate with others. For all sexual experiences we couldn't handle. For all the times we didn't feel safe. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive all people and beings, and all people and beings forgive us completely and totally now and forevermore. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Continue to stay with sensation. want to share anything at this point? Anything that is coming up that you need any help with? You can unmute your mic and we can talk. No problem. Continue to
I
stay
think
with
my focus is
sensation.
messed up.
Oh, Jay. Hi.
Yes, indeed, me again. Hello. No,
Hi.
no, 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 hello. I don't appreciate your help.
No problem.
But I think my focus is what's like messing me up mostly. Because I'm
I'm
not
not
really
here.
focusing
You're
on me.
kind of
I'm
muffled.
actually,
You're kind of muffled. Can you adjust your microphone,
okay,
please?
I just did, yes. You hear me a little bit better now?
Yeah.
Alright then. Pretty much, it feels like I'm not really focusing as much, so I can't really actually tap in with myself enough.
Mm-hmm.
Although, yes, I've been doing a lot better now, especially with your help.
Okay. That's great.
But
When you think
mostly, I just need to
that
continue.
is, that's okay. Do you find that you're too much in your mind about things at times? You
All the
just,
time.
right. So the mind is what's leading,
That's the thing.
and we want to connect the mind with the heart so the heart can lead the mind, and you'll be able to have a better marriage and experiences because you'll be more connected with your emotional body. But what I'd like for you to do for me is to think about living like this for the next 6 years. I don't know why I picked six, but for whatever reason, that's what came. Would you be able to continue like this?
Like this, no. I
When you
feel
think
way
of
too disconnected.
when you think about that, where in the body do you feel the most tension or pressure?
Lower back at the moment.
Lower back. It's the same thing. It's the sacral chakra. We just spoke about the physical symptoms of that. When you think about the sensation on a scale of 0 to 10, what's the level of intensity?
It is pretty intense at the moment, especially.
0 to 10.
Mm, actually, just breathing into it, I'd say 5.
Okay. Do you have any other higher sensation than that level?
Oh, I think
Somewhere
like in the
else in
upper
the
back as
body?
well.
In the
Yeah,
upper back?
I'm just going along the spine at the moment.
Okay. So, what's the level of intensity in the upper back?
That's close to the heart, and yeah, I'd say it's another 6.
It's a 6. Okay. Energy moving further from there?
Not as much.
Okay. So, that's the highest level that you have right now?
I'd say yeah.
Okay, no problem. What are you saying to yourself when you're thinking about this intensity that you're experiencing and discomfort in the chest and the back? That's your heart chakra, by the way. It's your heart reaching out to you to just allow it to lead. And she's hurting, and that is what you're feeling in the heart chakra right now. What's the level of intensity that you're experiencing? 0 to 10.
I just lowered it to 4 by breathing into it.
I know that you want to do the work yourself, and that's commendable because I think I've done a pretty good job to explain that. But right now, I just want you to be and to allow.
It's so hard. It's so hard to actually be,
I know. It's okay. Just, is there any image or memory that comes up when you're struggling just to get it out? What's the image that's coming to you right now?
I think me being lonely even though I always wanted to be around my family and stuff, even though it just never worked
Okay.
out.
So
Never.
you're afraid of being lonely, so you're saying to yourself, I'm lonely.
But I know I'm not lonely though. I
I
still
know
do
it's
know that.
okay. We don't need to intellectualize it. We just need to feel it. Is that what you're feeling? That I'm lonely.
Okay.
Yeah?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay, just breathe into that and just allow the heart to lead. Just allow the heart to lead. Just breathe into that sensation. I am lonely. Slow, gentle, deep breath into that. I am lonely. And I'll be clearing that collectively for everybody from the heart chakra. I am lonely. Just breathe into that. See how that feels? Notice sensation. What's the level of intensity that you feel, 0 to 10?
I'd say 3.
You'd say what?
I'd say 3.
Is the sensation different?
This is getting way better because I'm feeling way more light.
Yes. Just allow the higher intelligence to continue, the energies will continue to clear. And I'll add that into the final clearing for everyone. Thank you for bringing this in to us, Jay. We appreciate because collectively we carry this pattern, and so we collectively clear that, whether it is that we are aware or it is something that exists within our ancestral line. So thank you so much for that, Jay. Anyone else would like to share what they're experiencing or anything that they'd like to work on? Okay, we are going to go into the final clearing. We want to connect back to self. I know we have done quite a number of work, and I'd say congratulations to everyone because I felt it, and I know that we are doing a lot, and some of us are still having sensations right now that's moving through, and that's great. So close your eyes again, get back into awareness of our sensation. Oh, Gloria, you wanted to say something? Please go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Oh, wow. Wow. Blessed love, blessings. Blessings to everyone that's here. Blessings to, wow, to the priestess A priestess. What a powerful session. I am just feeling over, I'm so energized. I feel healed. I feel grounded. I feel connected. What a lovely, lovely session. And I really give thanks. I really give thanks for the invite. I want to know the name of the meditative piece that you are playing right now. I need to know the name of that. I am assuming that we will get that you will send a copy of the session to us. I'm assuming that it is recorded.
Yes, it is.
But this is just wow. Oh, I feel like I want to go and run 10 miles. I feel overjoyed. I feel connected. I feel connected to the ancestral powers. I feel connected to all of what you presented here because I too am very much into the chakras and the existence of them, the need for them, the understanding of them, and how it is so very important for us to relate to the to those energy, to the different energies within our body, and to understand their existence and why they're there. Whole meditation. I really thank you. I thank you so very much, my sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are amazing.
You're welcome.
And I hope to get invited again.
Oh, definitely. We're going
Hope
every
to get
week.
invited again. But this is really great and very powerful. Very powerful. Oh, I said I want you to tell me the name of the meditative
I
piece.
sent it, I dropped it in the chat, so you can just go ahead and
Oh,
copy it.
I'll
Yes.
copy that. Okay.
Yes.
And the other thing, I heard you during the presentation mention, did I hear you mention the seat of the soul?
That would be the heart.
Oh, I thought
Seat of self, seat of
oh, the
self,
seat
or
of self.
individual self, the
Right. Seat of self.
individual
Oh,
consciousness.
all right.
That is the seat
All right.
of that. But our soul reside at the heart, or higher self resides in the
Exactly.
heart. Yes.
Exactly.
So it's a lower
Again.
self that is in the sacral chakra.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, I really appreciate this. Give thanks again.
No problem. And that's the beautiful Gloria Walters. She taught me back in when I started doing tertiary. She was my
Never mind.
lecturer.
Don't go to the dates because
I know.
you done bypassed me and gone into another world
Yeah.
of greatness.
Yes.
This
Absolutely.
sister has always been great in
Yes.
anything that she does. She's just powerful, very brilliant, and very great.
My pleasure. So thank you so much, Gloria, for giving us that beautiful commercial break. And I think we can extract some joy from that. And with that joy, we will go into sensation yet again, back into our ship, because we are rescuing other versions or remnants of the version that we were rescuing before. Just continue to steadily connect back with self. crystalline grid. And so it releases the chemicals in the body that repair our crystalline grid, or what we'd refer to as our sacred geometrical construct. Just imagine light entering into the body from the crown chakra. Just slow, gentle, deep breath into sensation, observing the flow downwards into the third eye. It's okay to feel tingling or warmth. Down into the throat chakra. Bursting into the heart. Burrowing into the solar plexus, into the stomach. Down into the pelvic, into the sacral chakra. Tickling the root chakra. Awakening that energy to rise again. Allow the Kundalini to flow. Continue to stay with sensation. Continue to notice sensation. Slow, gentle, deep breath into the sensations. Image or memory that comes up, let it pass without judgment. Allow higher intelligence to do the work. Your higher self knows what it's doing. Allow it to download into the body to create more light and space. Continue to stay with sensation. Continue to notice sensation. For those who are still lucid, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing space with us as a collective reflection of each other. I trust that you found the session supportive. We invite you to share this session next week to others that you may think would benefit from this work. If you'd like to work with me privately, you may contact me at 837-1332, or you can go to healthyselftoday.org and just connect with me from there. That's 837-1332. If you Google Heal Thyself Today, you will also get my details. Again, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see each other next week.
Thank you very much as well. Have a great night.
You too.
Blessed love.
Blessed love, Goddess.
Love to all my classmates as well.
Pardon?
Love to all my classmates as well.
We are all classmates. We're learning from each other and growing together.
That is true.
Yes. So, thank you, everyone. I see you next week. Love and light.